The package was there when I returned, sitting at the edge of the hallway like it had been weighed in, patient, untouched. Black, heavy, rectangular, and silent. Nothing on it, no label, no signature, only a small note resting on top in unfamiliar handwriting. "Happy birthday, don't be afraid to test it," it said. The words seemed simple enough, but there was something about them, a quiet insistence that made the air in the room feel heavier. I opened it. Inside lay a black metal device, sleek, smooth, almost impossibly cold to the touch. A thermal camera. The screen flickered faintly before I even powered it on, as if it recognized me. Something in the way it vibrated lightly made the skin along my spine tingle. I should have walked away, left it closed, ignored it. But the curiosity, foolish, dangerous curiosity, pulled me in. Mark. The thought of him came unbidden. A grin, a laugh, the type that could startle someone in the middle of the night. He was the kind of person who loved gifts that unsettled, gifts that tested boundaries. I called him anyway, half to confirm, half because I knew he would enjoy it. "This you're doing?" I asked, holding the camera carefully, almost reverently. A laugh answered, low and dark, dripping amusement. "Yes, test it. You'll see everything." The words should have been enough to make me leave it alone, but I couldn't. That night I switched off the lights. The world became immediate, intimate, suffocating in a way I had never noticed before. I powered the camera. The screen ignited with colors, the room transformed. Walls became shades of deep blue. Furniture faded to cold grays. My own hands burned in red-orange heat, veins glowing faintly. Every breath rose in white mist before it disappeared into the air. Every movement, every touch left trails that faded slowly. The device hummed, almost alive. I moved through the apartment, tracing objects, touching surfaces, watching the heat ripple across them. The thrill was addictive, hypnotic. I could see the warmth of every object I had ever touched, the faint life left in them, the echo of movement. Hours passed without me noticing. The next day, I carried the camera outside. The world was alive in a way I had never seen. Passing strangers glowed with different intensities, heat radiating from their hands, their faces, their torsos. My own warmth reflected back from the screen, reminding me I was alive. Then, suddenly, a flicker. The camera froze on a figure behind someone walking away, someone I did not recognize. I spun around. Empty street. My own heartbeat roared in my ears. A laugh, mine or theirs, I could not tell. That evening she arrived. Camera rested innocently on the table, almost casually. "What's that?" she asked, her voice warm, curious, unafraid. I smiled, passing it to her. Lights down, the lens focused on her. The world shimmered in thermal, alive, breathing, pulsing, except her. She was gray, featureless, heatless, a shadow among life. Motion, yes. Warmth, none. I laughed nervously, attempting levity. Maybe just a glitch. The device is new. My voice rang hollow. She tilted her head, puzzled. "Everything okay?" she asked. Her hand reached toward me. The gray figure moved, but the screen remained lifeless, void of warmth. I tried every rational explanation. Faulty lens, exhausted mind, trick of the lighting. Nothing. She remained gray, unmoving in heat, moving in body. The next hours were worse. Every familiar face I tested afterward glowed normally, even pets, even my own hands. But she, the gray shape, remained. Always present, always moving, but absent. Then came the whispers. Low, almost imperceptible, like air through a cracked door, like the hum of the camera made audible. I could feel them in the device, vibrating, pulsing through the air. Breathing not mine, not hers, everywhere. I began testing further. Light on, light off, the gray persisted. I tried to isolate it. Nothing mattered. My apartment, the streets, reflections, every mirror. She moved. She was present, absent, always gray. Days bled into nights. Mark refused calls, ignoring my frantic messages. I never sent anything, he said finally, voice shaking. But I knew him. The handwriting on the note, the device itself, the timing, it all screamed his mischief. And yet, the denial, the distance, only magnified the dread. The camera began to act strangely. Fluctuating heat spikes in empty spaces, shadows crawling along walls where none existed, doors opening without wind, steps echoing without bodies. And through it all, her gray figure lingered, watching. Then came the night when everything changed. I confronted her. No words, no fear, only the device between us. She approached, gray, silent, empty. I raised the camera. The screen shifted violently. Gray melted, not into color, not into warmth, but into a blackness that expanded, consuming everything in the frame. The device vibrated, low growl, static roar. I understood. The absence was aware. The void recognized itself in the camera. I dropped it, hit the floor, silence. My hands shook, my breath trembled. I stepped back. She was warm again, breathing, alive, but the air had changed, charged, heavy, static. Something had passed from the screen into the room, something patient, watching, waiting. Morning arrived. The camera was gone. Note was gone. She was normal, warm, oblivious. I tried to forget, to resume life. But sometimes, in the corner of vision, shadows twitch, silhouettes move, gray flickers just outside awareness. Weeks later, I encountered it again. A sudden jolt of cold, a faint vibration in the floor. I opened the door to my apartment, expecting normality. The camera rested on the coffee table. Not mine, not marked. Black, humming, alive. And inside, the room was empty except for her gray shape. But she wasn't moving. She wasn't breathing. The note appeared again. There is no heat now. It clicked. I was never meant to see life. Only absence. Only void. And the device had been waiting, patient, for me to understand. I tried to throw it away. Trash, rivers, fire. Each time it returned. Each time the gray returned, I realized the truth. The camera did not detect warmth. It exposed it. It exposed what had left, what could not exist, and what remained watching me in silence. Now I live around it, or perhaps with it. Nights are longer, darker, punctuated by static hums, glimpses of gray figures. Each time I approach, I see traces of something not mine, something patient, cold, a void in color, moving through life unnoticed. I know the final truth. It is not just her. She was the first. There are more, always more, and they are patient, always patient. Waiting for the moment I look through the lens again. I do not sleep. I do not trust the light. I do not look away. Because once the camera shows you absence, there is no returning. The last night came with a certainty I could not escape. I raised the camera one final time. She appeared in the center, gray, silent, and behind her, figures, shapes in absolute black, voids where warmth should be, reaching out, unblinking. The screen shattered in static and light. A cold hand pressed against my shoulder. Not hers, not human. The device clattered to the floor. The screen died. Silence. But I knew they had followed me out, always waiting, always patient. And the camera, somewhere in the darkness, still hums. I understood at last. Absence is alive, and it remembers.